We present violence against gay men in the United States. Homophobia is a dislike or prejudice against gay people. Homophobia is dangerous because it can inspire people to commit violent acts against members of the LGBT+ community. The LGBT+ community has been fighting for their rights in the U.S. for decades. Although American society is more accepting than ever, LGBT+ directed violence is still a real thing. Often gay men are the target of such violence. Gay men were the victims of the majority of hate crimes against LGBT+ community in 2019. They made up 60% of the victims of these crimes. While every 1 in 5 hate crimes were directed at the LGBT+ community. When comparing them to their heterosexual counterparts, gay men are more than twice as likely to be victims of violent crimes. Some hate crimes can be related to the location where the crime is committed. Places with the most homophobia include Texas, South Carolina, Wyoming, and Michigan. Some other reasons why there is so much hate include laws, religion, and culture. Some laws that are producing hate against this community were adoption agencies where they were forbidding same-sex couples to adopt, as well as Donald Trump funding these agencies to ban gay adoption. In Texas, the Supreme Court approved a lawsuit challenging equal benefits to same-sex couples, and only 22 states have protection laws that protect this community from discrimination and bullying. Not to mention that many states were against same-sex marriage until 2015, where it approved nationwide. Religion is an important factor, since more than 10 states are very religious. These religions include Christianity, Catholics, Mormons, Jewish, and others, since they grew up in those same communities and their households. They believe that homosexuality is a sin, and since then have tried many resources to try to convert the people who are homosexual, including conversion camps and conversion therapy. There are a few ways that we all may be able to prevent homophobic violence in the future. One way to do so is to include LGBTQ+ individuals in the planning of preventative measures. Data gathered by Free and Equal found that individuals experiencing this type of violence may have valuable insight on these issues and could provide much needed insight on what preventative measures seem to work and how they should be implemented. Another way to prevent this type of violence would be to provide sensitive training to government and local law enforcement officials. With the information and skills provided by such training, the people that are tasked with enforcing the law and protecting these individuals can better identify precursors to such crimes and may be able to stop the violence before it escalates further. In cases where homophobic violence was unable to be prevented, here are ways that we can respond. First off, be sure to report the instance of violence as soon as possible. Whether it was you who personally experienced it or you were a witness to it, it is the best interest of the victim to report violence to the proper authorities as soon as possible. You may not only help the immediate situation, but you can also show others that they can and should come forward. Another way that we can respond to homophobic violence is to form strong relationships with close friends and relatives. According to the CDC, in 2006, open quote, gay and bisexual men and their families and friends can take steps to lessen the effects of homophobia, stigma, and discrimination, and protect their physical and mental health. One way to handle the stress from stigma and discrimination is by having social support. Close quote. One more way to address homophobic violence would be to challenge a homophobic behavior when you see it. Below are just a few key resources to help those that may have experienced or witnessed homophobic violence.